Narrowing down the best cameras in the world is no easy task when there are so many different options to choose from. There are interchangeable lens mirrorless cameras and DSLRs, used by pros and hobbyists alike, but you've also got your fixed lens compacts and super zoom bridge cameras. Not to mention rugged action cams to capture POV footage. The good news is that whether you're a beginner looking to buy your first mirrorless or DSLR camera, or a seasoned photographer looking to upgrade to a newer body, there's most certainly a camera out there for you. Thankfully, we've done some of the work of narrowing those options down for you. We've bought and tested over 80 cameras in our lab, and below, you'll find our top camera recommendations for people of different experience levels and budgets. If you're looking for a camera to shoot videos with, you can also try our recommendations for the best vlogging cameras or the best filmmaking cameras. If you want more affordable entry-level options, check out our picks for the best beginner cameras instead. If, on the other hand, you're looking specifically for a full-frame model, try our list of the best full-frame mirrorless cameras. Are you looking for the best keyword? In this video, we will look at some of the best keyword on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Canon EOS R6 Mark II. Unless you start dipping into pro-grade cameras, you'll be hard-pressed to find a better hybrid camera than the Canon EOS R6 Mark II, which is one of the best enthusiast cameras we've tested. With a new higher resolution sensor, it offers some improvements over the original Canon EOS R6, including faster electronic burst shooting at up to 40 FPS, an updated autofocus system, and no more recording time limit in video mode. If that wasn't enough, you still get premium features like in-body image stabilization, 4K video recording up to 60 FPS without a crop, and a sturdy, weather-sealed body with some great ergonomics to boot. That said, if you're looking for a camera with better lens support, the Sony ±7 IV has a wider selection of native and third-party lenses to choose from, and boasts an even higher resolution sensor. However, it isn't as well-rounded, with slower burst shooting and significant crop when shooting 4K 60 FPS video. Number 2. Nikon Z6 II. For a while, the Nikon Z6 was one of the best cameras for the money, and although its lightly upgraded successor, the Nikon Z6 II, doesn't quite reach the same heights as newer cameras like the Canon EOS R6 Mark II, it's still a fantastic hybrid camera at this price point. Throw in some amazing, albeit expensive, lens options, and this makes for a very attractive mirrorless camera system. Though ergonomics are subjective, Nikon cameras tend to have good handling and intuitive controls, and the Z6 II is no exception. Weather sealing and a 14 FPS max burst rate also make this a great option for sports or wildlife photography. Its autofocus trails a little behind the AF systems found on the Canon or the Sony ±7 IV, though it's still quite good for most shooting situations. However, you do lose out on 10-bit internal video recording compared to those higher-end cameras. Still, if you're looking for a well-rounded camera for different kinds of photography, this is one of the best options at this price point. Number 3. Nikon Z50. For those who don't want to spend a fortune on a camera, stepping down to a crop sensor model like the Nikon Z50 is a great way to save money. APS-C cameras are generally cheaper and more portable than full-frame options like the ones mentioned above. The Z50 offers a good mix of basic features and simple controls that are fairly accessible to newcomers, along with a sturdy, weather-sealed build that gives it a more premium feel than cheaper budget models. Like its higher-end sibling above, the Z50 has great ergonomics and an intuitive menu. It also uses the same lens mount, so you can easily pair it with more advanced lenses, or upgrade to a full-frame Nikon body as your skills improve. Inside is an excellent sensor that performs well in low light, and it has a solid enough autofocus system for most uses, though it isn't as reliable as the similarly priced Sony ±6400. The Sony is a great alternative if you need a good autofocus system for sports photography or faster subjects. Just know that the ergonomics and user interface leave much to be desired compared to the Nikon. Number 4. Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV. If you're on a tighter budget, the ultra-portable Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV offers a ton of value for its price. It's a great option for vlogging or travel photography, thanks to its small size and well-rounded feature set. Unlike the previous picks, it uses a smaller micro Four Thirds sensor, which means it's a bit less suited for low-light shooting, but still very capable of capturing high-quality photos. with the added benefit of using generally smaller and cheaper lenses. It's also one of the few cameras at this price point to offer in-body image stabilization for smoother handheld shooting. That said, its autofocus performance can be inconsistent. So if that's a priority, the affordable and highly popular Canon EOS M50 Mark II might serve you better. Although lens options for Canon's FM mount are limited, and the camera can only record 4K video with a severe crop. Number 5. Fujifilm X100V. While interchangeable lens cameras give you the most versatility, opting for a compact point-and-shoot camera doesn't mean sacrificing quality. Thanks to cameras like the Fujifilm X100V. While it comes at a steep price for a fixed lens camera, it's a premium option that checks lots of boxes. It's also one of the most stylish cameras out there, with a vintage rangefinder-style design that takes inspiration from cameras of the past. Dedicated exposure dials make it easy to adjust settings on the fly, and the camera's 35mm full-frame equivalent lens is versatile enough to capture wider shots or more isolated subjects. It's built around an excellent APS-C sensor, so image quality is better than most compact cameras. The standout feature, however, is its unique hybrid viewfinder, which toggles between an optical viewfinder to get a better view of your subject's surroundings, and an electronic viewfinder to preview exposure settings at a glance. Add all that up, and you've got an ideal point-and-shoot for enthusiast photographers.